All right, let me introduce this beautiful lady next to me. I adore her 120%. I actually asked to preside today with her. I like her so much. So this is Reverend Sharon Flynn. She's a minister with the Metaphysical Chapel of Life and has been at the chapel as a member since 1994. In 1999, she became a Novitiate Minister through the Metaphysical Chapel of Life. And in 2002, she was fully ordained under the auspices of our charter church, the Church of Enlightenment. She has owned and operated Hypnosis and Healing Centers since 2002, locally and in other areas, using her gifts and abilities as a spiritual director and consultant, an advanced energy healer, a certified hypnotherapist, and a teacher of classes and workshops. Sharon's prior career in the medical field as a radiology technologist.
That is a mouthful.
Nailed it.
Of 25 years, I bet you she knows how to say it, has helped shape her natural healing abilities and understanding of the human form. Here at the chapel, she is our minister who oversees spiritual healing, teaches spiritual healing classes, and also facilitates seasonal celebrations such as the equinox at chapel. She has experienced several near-death experiences, as well as numerous expanded spiritual experiences that guided her on this path of alternative healing modalities and facilitating change and soul growth for others. She is blessed with 3 grown children. They are married. They have 2 sons and a daughter, and she has 4 grandsons and 2 granddaughters. Please help me welcome Reverend Sharon Flynn to the podium.
I'm sure there's some adjusting that needs to be done here.
We see you. That's a start.
Am I almost there?
Yeah, there we go.
My height has always been a blessing, a challenge. I realized the other day that there was a garbage can outside, and I go, why is that there? And they go, there's a leak. I said, oh, it looked gross. I just wanted to move it out of the way. So anyways, I never look up. So that was the theme. I've been looking up a lot more now. And I found that very interesting. There was a movie called Look Up, isn't it? Up. Yeah. So anyways, let's start off with prayer. Father, Mother God, Heavenly Creator, I ask for the connection to be made to the higher self. And as I connect to the presence, I connect to my higher self, the connection to my soul. And I ask for, within that connection, that the wisdom, the guidance that is needed for today, through me, through all the spiritual beings that are gathered today, as well as our beings of light that are here holding that space to come through for the free will, for the good of all, in the Christ light, Christ's name. Amen. Well, good morning. Wow, quite a room full, huh? Celebrate, yay. Yay. This means the light is coming in, and it's affecting a lot of people because people are coming in to bring in their connection to their higher consciousness and want to gather. So blessings to everyone. So today I probably got up at 5 o'clock and I was like, all right, I need to talk. let me get some subjects here going. And I already had a list of things I wanted to talk about today. And I love that. Get ready, my soul. You got it there, Stanley. I want to talk about the soul. I want to talk about that connection. If you noticed, I changed my prayer up a little bit. Because when we connect to our higher self, we're actually connecting to the oneness within us, and that is our soul. And of course, our higher self is our personal connection to that soul. So as everybody's probably noticed, there's a lot more light entering this planet. That light is really the direction that you seek, where your connection to your soul is, to your truth and your wisdom. We're in a world where everything is changing very rapidly now. I think we'll see quite a bit by the end of the year. But it is not for fear. This is not for devaluing where we're going. But we have to see change in order to go through chaos, in order to go to the new light, to the light age. The old age. And I'm sure everybody's heard me say this before, but the old age is done. It's the structures are going to come down, but we're here as the support beams for this new structure that we're going to create. We're all going to create it. And that is the most exciting thing I could ever say to anybody. And it may not look so good, but we're here to create that new structure with community and connections and the expansion of our consciousness. Just look around, everybody's got expanded consciousness here. And it's really exciting to me. So as we create more expansionness in our energy field and our chakra, we're going to be feeling more. We're going to be sensing more. We're going to go to a new vibration, if you would, of discernment. I know that things are changing not only in my life and everybody's life, because what you're seeing is what I would call a vibrational frequency awareness, where people have been in your life and then you sense that they're not in the same frequency as you. So people move apart. People are coming together that haven't connected before. So the soul family is also going through a shift. So look for your soul family, connect to your soul family. And we've got one right here, everybody pretty much available to connect to. So with more vibrational wisdom coming in, we're starting to get bombarded with a lot more varied frequencies. I almost cannot turn on my TV. It's just, it doesn't exist unless my children come in or my grandchildren. I do not like to be in front of a computer. And I have all sorts of stuff, all sorts of crystals in front of it. It's just, I have to do it, and I do it, and I made sure everything is being shifted, if you would, with that frequency. When I say the frequency of the computer, it's just like electricity. It's a dirty frequency that disrupts our energetic field. So you can have an orgonite. I don't know if anybody knows what they are. Those are the little pyramids that you sit. I like my selenite. I like my black tourmaline. I like my fluorite. And I literally put Carillion shungite in my water filter, okay? Shungite's supposed to work against the EMF. So that it's basically carbon, okay? So you're talking charcoal. So I really work on keeping my environment clean and a comfortable place instead of feeling uncomfortable in front of it. So we can create a lot of things in our world. And peace is probably, connection would be very important, joy, finding joy. I think the easiest place to find joy is outside in the environment. You ask for, well, I'm sure I've talked about some of my little miracles that I've asked for with the nature. They just show up. I bless them and I'm happy. I love the bird accompanying me and a 5-minute song while I'm cleaning the garage, and it never left. And then it showed up the next day, and I got another nice little blast of music from them. So the biggest thing is to know how to connect to your soul, because the soul is our connection, our cord, if you would, to our higher self, to our soul. So if we listen to our higher self and we listen to what the beings that are here to guide us, we all come in with councils, generally about 7 of them apiece. So this room is very, very crowded today. And they have gathered in other beings that have passed on, are here. I can sense them. So what can we do to keep that wisdom and that understanding and that peace during this time of change? What can we do? We're all becoming much more discerned. We have discernment that's coming in because of our expansion. And when I say discernment, that's energy vibration that is very, very important, because this new energy that's coming in is at a it's not at a frequency, it's at a code number. I'll say that. And if anybody's ever watched Carrie Kay, she's a wonderful spiritual teacher on YouTube. She is saying that everything is, and I can feel that it's true. People are waking up. People are becoming aware of what is being said, what is being shared, what is being on media, is being maybe not all true or all, you got to discern that truth, what you're seeing, what you're feeling. I think we've been duped for the last 120 years, to be honest with you. We've been duped into a little matrix. The matrix has come down. The shadow parallel universe has come down. So we're working without and cleaning up our shadows right now. So that's a huge thing. So the shadows are really going to come up to your awareness, and it's easier to change now because the shadows are going to be discerned as not true. Has anybody heard of Byron Katie Mitchell? She's a wonderful teacher. Her journey was quite amazing, but she woke up and realized the truth. And her truth was that the ego mind, which is connected to the false matrix mind and the not true mind, creates a worry in our head. It creates that separation. It creates all our anxiety, our fear, our inner arguments, if you would. And I believe that's connected to the shadow part of us, because I believe that God created us in the wholeness of his image. We have 3 suns. We have the sun that's connecting us to the crown chakra. We have the sun that is basically in our heart, which is, so the crown and the brow connects together. Then your heart center connects, and then you have your solar plexus. So those 3 suns, those 3 emanating chakra systems, to me, they're suns. They are our power centers. And those power centers can just radiate out this beautiful vibration. It can radiate vibration from yourself to others, and receiving it. And I love sitting out in the sun, even though I'm never tan. Puerto Rico was the only time I was tan when I was 12 years old, so the redhead-ish kind of skin. So the sun emanates the frequency of God. It emanates that wisdom. It emanates that connection. And it doesn't have to be sunny outside. You can imagine it. You can even imagine the shower. In the shower, the sun is becoming liquid light. Love liquid light. I generally, whenever I do any type of hypnosis work, and we have to clear away some things that are in the body. Literally, people step into a healing pool, and it looks like water, but then there's all sorts of lights that start to gather and go into the body to clear out and release some resistances. So that's a good meditation. Next time I'm up here, I'll try to do that if I remember. So I believe that because we're going through a lot of changes that, to me, as people, humanity on this planet, have never gone through before. And I want to shout this out. It isn't easy. It isn't simple. It's really, really creating instability in people, creating the doubtfulness. It's bringing up everything. And the one thing about Byron Katie Mitchell, and it's called The Work, and you can look her stuff up, is that she kind of helps you discern with her questions. Oh, I love questions. So her first question is it true? Second question is it absolutely true? Third question is, what's the emotion that goes with that truth? And the fourth question, which is the one I love the most, is who would you be without that thought or truth? So then you're going right around in that circle, and whatever you expressed as an emotion, look for it within you. Look for it. I always use the same, you go to the bank teller is rude to you. You get mad, you leave in a huff, and then you go, well, is it true the bank teller's mad at you? Well, you don't know what the bank teller's had to go through. So I would say that was probably a maybe. And then, is it absolutely true? Well, the truth is the teller wasn't respectful of you. And what was the emotion with that truth? And the emotion was lack of self-respect, or not respected, or not honored, or you can come up with 100 million things that you have a reaction to or a trigger to. And then you want to go, who would you be without that thought? Well, you'd be back to where you were before you even walked in the bank. Okay, so whatever we're doing, there's something within us we need to look at. It isn't about anything outside of us. It's about all of us in our heart center. And then you ask yourself, well, what part of me I don't respect? It's me. It's always me that I don't respect. So we're given a master's, a PhD in discerning who we really are, what we're connected to, and what our wounds are. That's what we're doing right now. Well, we can do it as long as we want, or we can choose something different. I think the discernment is very helpful for us to go, well, as a high empath group of people, you can sit down next to somebody and you go, wow, all of a sudden I've got a headache, or something's wrong with my shoulder, or, it can get complicated. I'm feeling mad. I wasn't mad before I sat down. Well, what is that? That's everybody else's stuff you're picking up. I call people like that a quick picker-upper. You remember that? Back in the day? I don't even know who he was. Ajax guy? I think. Oh, okay. So when you are the empathic kind, you bring it to you. You're always cleaning a crowd. You're always walking through mud, happiness, joy, whatever everybody else is carrying. So, do you want to do that? Do you want to walk through a crowd and pick up everything? I think the easiest way is to present 4 angels, fill up the room with those fill up 4 angels and let them fill up the room with light. If you go anywhere, And Walmart must be beaming light, because every time I go to Walmart, I do that. Just think, everything you do is there continuously. When you create in your inner eye with the angels and beings of light, you're literally creating a structure that's going to stay there. So if everyone in this room beamed light to every place that you ever go, it's a wonderful world. Okay? I mean, really, if you think about it, that's how we're going to create. That's how we're going to create this world. So one of the things that will help us to create the stability that we all need, because that's what we need. We need to feel stable and secure. And the only place we're going to feel stable and secure is our connection to God, to our soul. And we can't, how do we create that? Well, prayer helps to connect. The most important thing that the guidance that's with me and the guidance that's with y'all is showing that to connect and to, and when I say to listen, everyone here has different senses that are higher in power than the other. I can hear answers to questions when somebody asks me a question. It drives my children crazy, okay? I cannot volunteer any wisdom to them unless they ask for it. They're missing out. I hope my daughter hears this. So she's probably too much like me. And anyways, the thing is that you may have senses that you can visualize light. You have the empathic part of you that feels. So what would it be if you could feel light? To me, it would be just like you would be at the beach. You could feel the sand, you can feel the breeze, you can feel the ocean, and you can feel the warmth from the light. So if all you've got is the empathic feeling, then you create that warmth around you. Fill up your energy field with that light. And if you're outside, you can feel that energy field just starting to almost bloom like a rose or a flower in each one of the chakras. You can use that light to direct it to where you have some pain. You can direct that light to wherever you want some clarity. So we're not here on this earth by ourselves. We've got lots of help that are going on around us. And they are all waiting for us to ask. They are. I'm not kidding. And the Medical Medium book, has anybody heard of that book? By Adam, no, his name's not Adam. Anthony William, yes. In the back of that book, he has a whole chapter on angels. And there are so many angels that have no names. And I love the no-name angels. They do the work for you just like anybody else does for you. You know, if you have a beautiful somebody on the other side that you know that can do that work too, then you direct them. Okay, so we can ask, because we don't know what's going to resolve our issues or resolve some issues. Look, this world's gone crazy. We can't resolve it any other way but ask. It's got to come in from the higher plane. And so I really see that when we have that discernment of the 144,000 frequency, we will be able to discern what we want to help. Because we're not helping the old world, we're going to help the new world, the new light world. So, and guess what? Yesterday was 999 again. Did y'all feel it? It's the ending and the ending and the ending. So, I mean, I'm sure there's some more nines if you add up September and 27, and then the year is a 9. So there will be more. But, well, no, I don't think there will be because this is a 9-month. So anyways, we're going on to the 1 month next month. Okay. October is the number 1. So, and if you add 9, 10 and 9 together, you get 9. So it will add up to a 1. So that I do believe that the new beginnings will be very structured by then, or you're aware of it. So knowing that our new power is really in our Christ heart, that the Christ light is the main thing that is needed, that needs to be evoked, that is walking with you every day. I just, it was, what was it, September, sometime in September, my father passed. And I didn't know my father very well, because he had many lives. Okay. And he had an adopted family. He adopted the daughter and married the mother, and the mother passed. And anyways, the long story short is I got to know a way different side to him than I knew before. And I got to see every one of my siblings and how they were affected by my father and his actions. I knew mine. So I was holding the space for all of them. And I came back with a realization that my brother was the one hurt the most, and he was the one that took care of him all the way to his death. What a contract that he had. And I was glad because my brother is the kindest man I've ever been around. So we all have things that we are doing right now where we've got new decisions to make, new contracts to either sign in our heads, okay, this is a spiritual contract, or other contracts with relationships that have completed. So this is a month of completion. So if there's something that's just hanging out and you're ready to make a decision and choice, I would really, really encourage you to do that. Or it could be that you just have a new perspective on what you can do in this relationship. Sometimes it's just as good to walk away. Sometimes it's good to wish other people well. And then you have your new family that's you have to make space in order to create something new. So I feel like that we're really moving into a whole new world of connection, of community. And we've got to anchor our truth too. Because of this new timeline and this new, can you imagine we're all free from those lower vibrational influences, how it's going to change so dramatically? I'm not ready to, I can imagine it, and I want everyone else to imagine it, but we're going to have to take little steps to move that forward, right? So really what's happening in this new time is that we're expanding our soul. That means we got more connection to the God source within us. And that soul is part of, the source, the creator God. It's our pathway that we are receiving from our higher self, that it moves from our higher self. And when we connect to our higher self, we can actually feel it, okay? We can feel that inner presence. And when you feel that presence, just like Brian Egan would take in a breath, and taking another breath to top it off. Remember that? When he did that? He even did a third breath. Well, I can't do a third breath at this point right now. And so it's like that. So okay, I'm going to connect to my higher self. I'm going to take a breath in to connect to that, feel that presence, and take another deep breath in. And then you can imagine that you're able to float up to that. And you can feel that presence, and it just is just an amazing amount of emanating love coming to you and through you. So, and there's 100 many other ways to do that. It is. But I like the breath. I like the connection to the heart. I like the gratitude. Gratitude is opening the heart. Right now, we're supposed to stay in the heart center as much as you can. And if you're not in the heart center, you know you're in the ego mind, because that's creating that just chaos or, just struggle. So the higher self presence feeling, we're feeling that oneness, we're feeling that connection. So I wanted to kind of close with, I'm not getting to read this, the Conversations with God. This is number 3. I've been wanting to do every one of his books, okay? Okay, so I might open the page, but one of the things so when we connect to our soul, I believe that the soul has struggled. Almost everybody here probably has struggled just being here on this earth. We're all different. We're different. We came in different. We came in as a higher vibrational frequency, and I don't fit into my family. I don't fit into the norm. I don't fit in here. I bet everyone in this would raise their hand if I asked you to. So we're the special ones that have more of a creation connection. So the one thing I was very interested in listening to Neil Donald Walsh talk about the soul is that the soul gets tired. The soul gets fatigued being here, and even more now, because we're being bombarded by so many frequencies, and we're expanding along with it. So we're receiving them all. How do we discern the frequencies? So that will be an individual thing, but the ones that ring true to you is the frequency of 144,000. You will be able to discern what's this, what's that, what's that. Because the soul gets tired, it leaves your body. And that's what we do every night. We're just not sleeping to get our beauty rest. The soul is going up home, going back to source, going back to its vibrational frequency. Yay!
Thank goodness.
And when it comes back, it's refreshed and ready to be able to be bombarded, if you would, by all this frequency. So of course, in the book, the more of a master that you are, the less sleep you need. I'm not there yet. By no means an imagination. I don't know about you, but I'm sleeping as much as I can sleep right now between work. And it's been pretty heavy pulling energy off of people. It's good. I get elevated when I do it. I love my work and I love what I do, but it's work. It's work. And I'm able to transmute. I call myself a transmuter. Everyone here can be the transmuter, where you feel energy that you're pretty sure it's not yours, or it's something you just send it up to the light. So we have a lot of options moving forward. So those options are just at your fingertips. You can be the transmuter. That means you can bring light into your body and in your energy field and place a beautiful grid there of shielding. You can take in a deep breath in and bring light in, and every exhale you release out, you actually release out the light that's transmuted. You don't have to there's no way you can hold this vibration. You can hold the love vibration, but the chaotic vibration is a little too much to hold. So, I got to putting some thoughts out there. What can I do for my soul? I've never really thought that question before. What can I do to help my soul stay firm and solid? I just let that soul part of you enter and receive the light. The other part that I think would be helpful for me to suggest is to see your energy field, and that you have the three suns, this one, heart, and solar plexus. But solar plexus to me is a special part of us because that's our power center. And in our power center, it powers the two organs. It powers the pancreas and it powers the liver. And the liver is basically our filter of our body. It filters everything out that we put into it. And it also can hold a vibration of anger and frustration. We probably all have some of that. So one of the things that you can do in meditation is actually bring in the light and imagine the solar plexus holding a battery. And I always see the little batteries about that big. And each one of and so there's 3 batteries across your abdomen, and you fill every one of those batteries. And then you have a surplus for yourself during the day. And then you ask for it to do that at night. So I feel like I can talk a lot longer, but I'm not going to. Just because I think I gave you a lot of things to think about. And what can we do for our soul every day is to give it energy, to be grateful, because we are sentient beings of light. And because we're sentient beings, we need that vibration from God. So encourage you to see yourself on this wonderful soul journey, and that you have all the tools. In fact, you have more tools in your own mind than I have for you. Okay. You can ask, how can I help this situation? How can I influence other people? There's always this, what can you do to be of service to yourself, which is, to me, the first thing that you do. You definitely want the oxygen in the airplane first in order to help other people. So you want to fill up your batteries, fill up your energy field, be the best you can be for any given day. That doesn't mean it's even. It's not. We're going to go through waves like that. And that you see yourself in a place of being the light. We're all light workers, regardless of what you do. We're all given the light. We're anchoring the light. So anchor the light in your home, in your business. Anchor the light in any place that you go. Fill it up with light. Leave as many angels around as you can. And I always find this very fascinating, that you can actually create a tube of light that you're not only anchored to, but you also can create a tube, like a tunnel that you walk through, that you drive through. And I love creating that tunnel of light when I drive. So I know I'm always safe and connected, and it always puts me in the middle of the traffic where I'm not in any traffic. So I'm driving down the road by myself, so most of the time, so I'm very blessed. So I encourage y'all to ask your soul, what can I do for it today, and what does it want to help me with? And each one of us here are very blessed to be here on this planet at this time, because we're all going to do lots of good work in the next 2 years. I don't think we'll even know what the world is like in the next 2 years. It's going to be hard to fathom. So, and it's going to be wonderful to fathom because we're creating it now. So many, many blessings to y'all. Thank you very much for listening.